JALON was driving his Model 3 in Rockford, Illinois. As he approached an intersection, the light turned yellow. This intersection has a rather long yellow light, so JALON says he knew he had time to make it. The car coming toward him seemed to think he was going to stop and turned in front of him. The Chevrolet hit the side of JALON's Tesla, which sent it up on a curb where it got some hang time before crashing back down. JALON managed to regain control, brake, and steer away from the SUV in the lane in front of him. Everyone involved in the accident ended up being okay. JALON thinks both of them could have avoided this accident, but in the end it was determined that JALON had the right of way. The police were quick to arrive, and they both filed their respective insurance claims at the scene. JALON is working with the insurance companies, but so far it looks like they're going to total the car since it sustained over $40,000 in damage. JALON wants us to give a shout out to his friend Felipe, who told him about the Wham Bam channel and encouraged him to send the footage in. Thanks, Felipe. Jason was driving his Model 3 in a freeway HOV lane in Mesa, Arizona. Right when he was about to overtake a silver Chevrolet, something unexpected happened. The Chevy suddenly merged into his lane and brake checked him. He then started to drive slowly in the HOV lane. Jason still has no idea what provoked this. Jason was rightfully driving in the HOV lane, also known as a carpool lane. He had a coworker with him in the car at the time, and they'd also been obeying the speed limit. Jason tried to go around the Chevy, but every time he tried, the Chevy driver also changed lanes and aggressively blocked him from passing. He had no idea what the guy was up to and no interest in finding out or in provoking him any further. All of a sudden, the driver of a Model X that was behind Jason finally had enough. He sped around both Jason and the Chevy driver and proceeded to brake check the Chevy. After that, the Chevy driver finally stopped harassing Jason. That's the Tesla community in action, always having each other's backs. Jason hopes the driver of the Model X is also a fan of Wham Bam and sees this, and he'd like to say thanks for helping him out. Tina was driving her Model 3 in an HOV lane in Duluth, Georgia, when an SUV that was also using it suddenly swerved, causing a multi-vehicle accident. The SUV first hit a sedan before crashing back into the HOV lane and hitting a black sedan driving in front of Tina. Tina says that the Tesla's regen braking helped her slow down in time to avoid a collision and that the steering was very smooth and easy to control. Tina also sent the video to the Gwinnett County Police Department. Devin was driving his Model Y in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. He was making a right turn onto a small road when he came head-to-head with a Honda. Devin says the other driver didn't slow down while approaching the stop sign, he just kept coming at the same speed. When Devin took the turn, they crashed head-on. Police arrived at the scene and they issued Devin a reckless driving ticket for taking a wide turn into the other driver's side of the road. Devin spoke with the officer about the ticket and he explained that the accident only seemed to be his fault because debris from the accident ended up on the other driver's side of the road. Devin had to argue his case in court. In the end, he still had to pay a $90 fine, but the prosecutor decided not to go after any points on his license. Devin's repair bill came in at around $9,000, and the Honda driver's car was deemed a total loss. Joseph was on a date with his girlfriend in Moosic, Pennsylvania. While they were at the movies, Sentry Mode on his parked Model 3 was triggered by a group of people walking by. When they walked past, one girl spread her arms out and apparently tried to trigger the Tesla laser. She looked really shocked when she managed to trigger Sentry Mode. Smile, you're on Sentry camera. This Model 3 owner was driving along with Autopilot engaged. He confesses he wasn't really paying attention when he almost plowed through some cones and into a stopped police car. He wanted us to send this video out as a public service announcement to all Tesla owners. Don't be like him, pay attention at all times. Michael was driving to work when a pickup truck in front of him suddenly farted out an entire dinosaur herd of black smoke. Let's run the usual poll. Is this intentional rolling of coal, or just natural exhaust fumes from when a diesel pickup accelerates? Leave your vote in the comments. Scott was driving home from Atlanta Airport with his wife and kids in the car when they saw a car on the other side of the median wipe out and flip over. Since it had happened on the other side of the highway, they deemed it unsafe for them to stop, but they sent the video to local law enforcement. Casey was driving on I-680 through Sunol, California. He was using Autopilot when he saw headlights pointed in his direction. It turned out there was someone driving the wrong way on the freeway. Casey disengaged Autopilot, and fortunately, he was able to get into the other lane in time to avoid them. Casey was shocked when he realized someone was just driving on the wrong side of the freeway. He'd never seen that before. He also didn't want to find out how Autopilot would handle that situation on its own. Alec was turning out of his driveway onto a one-way street. He didn't notice a car doing 25 miles per hour down the street in reverse. It turned out that the other driver was trying to save 2 minutes of his own time by backing all the way out to the beginning of the street to get to a two-way road. The other driver was a neighbor of his that he'd never met before, and he hopes he's learned not to back up on that street anymore, especially since it's a school street. The police responded, and at first they said Alec was at fault because he'd been leaving a driveway. When he showed them the Teslacam video, they saw that the other driver was illegally reversing on a one-way street. In the end, they ruled in Alec's favor. Repairs will cost $7,000 plus another $1,500 to replace the paint protection film. Repairs will take a month, and the PPF won't be replaced for another 7 weeks after that. Anthony was driving his Model X to work in West Yorkshire, England, when a car suddenly spun out in front of him. We're guessing this wasn't a cool handbrake turn done on purpose, as Anthony says the driver looked very shaken up. KARAN needs the Wham Bam viewer's help. He was recently involved in an accident in which he was ruled to be at fault, and he can't understand why. We'll roll the video and leave a comment with your theory. KARAN had just exited I-205 in Tracy, California. Behind him, a Nissan driver came speeding up and started tailgating him. Up ahead, a truck was stopped on the shoulder with its hazard lights on, so KARAN turned on his indicator and started to change lanes to give him some room. That's also when the Nissan driver decided to pass him, and the two vehicles collided. After the impact, the Nissan driver just sped off. KARAN called 911 and reported the hit-and-run accident. It wasn't until after the California Highway Patrol had arrived and told him to drive further down the road that he saw the other vehicle was stopped up ahead. The CHP officer took reports from both parties, and KARAN sent them the video footage. The police report stated that both parties were at fault. Each insurance company sided with their own customer. The claim was sent to an arbitrator, and they sided with the Nissan driver, deeming KARAN to be at fault. Help KARAN out and let him know in the comments why you think he was found to be at fault. Dakota was driving his Model 3 with the full self-driving beta engaged when he approached a deer in the road. Dakota says FSD performed a perfect evasive maneuver around the deer without him needing to disengage or interact in any way. Mark was driving his Model S back to work after lunch with his coworkers in Huntsville, Alabama, when another vehicle completely ran a stop sign. Even though the other driver slammed on their brakes at the last minute, they still ended up making contact with Mark's Tesla. They filed an insurance claim at the scene, and the police were contacted. The other driver admitted fault right away. Udo was at a friend's baby shower in Columbus, Ohio, when Sentry Mode on his Model 3 recorded a thief breaking into 5 cars, including the one next to his. The criminal stole a gun from the first car, $500 in cash from the second, and a pair of glasses worth $300 from the third. With the remaining 2 vehicles, he just tossed everything that was in them into a nearby field, including the baby seats belonging to new parents. When they called the police, they didn't want to come to take a report and instead asked them to submit a report online. Even though Sentry Mode didn't catch the actual break-in since the car was broken into on the other side, Uda hopes this video can help the police identify the thief. We're no detectives, but a good start would probably be questioning this guy who looked inside all the cars just seconds before the break-ins occurred. Jimmy was driving to work in the morning when a red Jeep ran a red light and T-boned a white Corolla. The Jeep driver said he didn't think he'd run a red light. Jimmy also noticed his cell phone was still on a call when he walked up to the Jeep. The police officer watched Jimmy's Teslacam video inside the Tesla and thought it was really cool. Casey's wife was backing out of a parking space when an SUV came flying around the corner and nearly hit her. It doesn't get much closer than that. Casey's wife was flustered because she's sure nobody was around when she started backing up. Casey showed her the video and reassured her that she wasn't crazy and that the SUV had indeed come around the corner really fast. Tim was on his way to the airport to work on a plane when this Yak 52 came flying up from the runway. Fortunately, Tim had a change of clothes handy. He says it's kind of scary seeing something leave the ground so fast. Fight or flight engaged. Nathan was driving his Model 3 in Fremont, California when he noticed a car driving off the highway and almost toppling over. Thankfully, the driver skillfully controlled it and brought it to a safe stop. Nathan suspects the driver may have fallen asleep. Jordan was driving his Honda when a Tesla driver almost missed their exit and sprayed rocks all over his car in the process. On another note, it seems like Jordan has set the angle of his dashcam to capture alien spacecraft instead of what's happening on the road. Jordan is also a Tesla owner, but he likes to take his Honda when running errands since he's afraid of crashes, door dings, and the infamous cart demon. It seems like Jordan's been watching too much Wham Bam Teslacam. What's that? Did you say this video should have been posted on the new Wham Bam Dashcam channel? Well, you're right about that. Go subscribe now because the first video will be posted soon. In the meantime, check out this video. The YouTube robots think you'll like this one next. Are these recommendations even accurate? It kind of feels like I'm talking to myself here. Beep, boop, beep, watch more Wham Bam videos. Okay guys, see you next time.